I just want to find the pages that are there on Nightmare difficulty. Well, let's see if there is something interesting in these pages or they are just stupid filler that I'm wasting my time for. Rose is a fan. I'm starting from the back.
Barry took another sip of the heavenly coffee. He grinned at Rose. Surely this was love. Rose gushed on breathlessly. The new one will be a masterpiece, I know it. You must tell him not to listen to the trolls in the forums saying Departure will never get finished. He should take his time and make it perfect. I can wait.
Oh, wait, so he already started the Departure? Is this it? Yeah. The dark presence wakes up.
The dark presence had been weak, sleeping. Nothing but a half-forgotten nightmare or a shadowy flicker in the corner of an eye in the forest at night. Not real enough to properly exist, and yet too evocative to fade away completely. Now it was waking up. The rider like a fly caught in a spider's web, each jerk and kick vibrating the strands that led deep into its lair. It was aware of him now, and it could use him. All he'd need was a little incentive.
Alright. Okay. So it had actually still existed. Oh, here it is. I didn't even check this area before. Alright, well, we've got all from episode 1.
Toby knew the smell. It was the man, the nice man who always gave him treats and never got tired of playing with him. Toby wagged his tail in excited anticipation and gave a joyous bark. Then there was another smell, a wrong smell, and it was alien enough to stop Toby in his tracks. Confused, he growled deep in his throat. The wrong smell came from the nice man. Blind animal terror pierced the dog's brain an instant before the axe followed suit.
Oh no. Was that Stucky? Killed the dog? Yeah, this is the one. Wake at the dark presence's mercy. Let's see.
The dark presence had touched the girl to lure the rider into a trap. Now it was night, and he lay helpless, drugged, lit only by the flickering of the TV screen filled with static. Shadows coalesced in the room as the dark presence leaned close to the rider, ready to touch him again. Back to work, boy.
Back to work, boy. He said it so nicely. Alright, so we've got all of the pages for episode 2. Great. Is this the page I'm looking for? It is, great. Wake and Night Springs.
Even after all this time, hearing the Night Springs theme caused a surge of conflicting emotions in me. It had been my first real writing gig. Barry had known a guy who knew a guy, and suddenly I'd been a semi-regular writer on the show. I'd always been ashamed of the job. Felt it was trash.
It wasn't.
I'd wanted to be an artist, a novelist. I'd been naive back then. It had taken a long time to learn to be proud of the work.
Okay, so he is proud of the work, actually. Wake reads a
I lifted the page in front of my eyes and read it. In it, I lifted the page in front of my eyes and read it. In it, I lifted the page in front of my eyes and read it. In it, I lifted the page in front of my eyes and read it. In it, I lifted the page in front of my eyes and read it. In it, I lifted the page in front of my eyes and read it.
Well, what a good gamer I am that I went through this whole page that said nothing. Let's see if it's it. Yep, it is. Great. Doc examines Barry and Rose.
Doc sat down heavily. He examined Barry and Rose. Barry was already recovering. Rose was another story. She was conscious, but she was barely present, almost delirious, disturbed, touched in the head, they used to say. It wasn't the first time Doc had seen someone in such a state, but it had been over 30 years. Doc poured himself a stiff drink. He hadn't forgotten a thing.
Oh, so the doctor actually remembers those days. Is this it? Yup. Hartman during the missing week.
Hartman had never felt as anxious as during the week after Maud had managed to lose the Wakes. Their car stood by the path that had once led to Diver's Isle. Hartman thought about Thomas Zane's cabin in the depths. It was only a matter of time before Wake started writing. They had to be found, and fast. The moment he heard on the police radio that Sheriff Breaker had picked up Wake, he was already in his car driving toward town.
Still don't understand. Does this mean that he actually knew about all of those dark things? Yeah, that's the one. Let's see. Tell me something great. Children of the Elder God, lyrics 1.
Children of
Alright.
the Elder God lyrics by Old Gods of Asgard. The first verse and chorus. Warriors, torchbearers, come redeem our dreams. Shine a light upon this night of otherworldly fiends. Odin's might be your guide, divorce you from the sane. Hammer's way will have its say, rise up in their name. O memory and thought, jet black and clawed, children of the Elder God, scourge of light upon the dark.
Nice. First, let's just read this. The Poet and the Muse, lyrics 4.
The Poet and the Muse, lyrics by Old Gods of Asgard, the chorus. And now to see your love set free, you will need the witch's cabin key. Find the Lady of the Light, gone mad with the night. Find the Lady of the Light, still raving in the night. That's how you reshape destiny.
Okay. Cool. Not really helpful, but cool. You'll throw me off the tree if you don't move faster, Alan. Okay, they don't, but still. Let's see the page then. And this one's the one we're missing still. Children of the Elder God, lyrics 2.
Children of the Elder God lyrics by Old Gods of Asgard. The second verse and chorus. Scratching hag, you can rake your claws and gnash your crooked teeth. You've taken slaves like ocean waves, now feel the ocean seethe. Father Tor bless the war between the dark and light. In their songs let their wrongs bring disillusion's night. O memory and thought, jet black and clawed, children of the Elder God, scourge of light upon the dark.
Okay. I mean, these are cool. I'm glad I went back for these. I mean, I played through the game again to get these. But still, I expected more, you know. Okay, is this it? Yup. The Poet and the Muse, lyrics.
Poet and the Muse, lyrics by Old Gods of Asgard. The first verse. There's an old tale wrought with mystery of Tom the poet and his muse, and a magic lake which gave a life to the words the poet used. Now the muse, she was his happiness, and he rhymed about her grace, and told her stories of treasures deep beneath the blackened waves, till in the stillness of one dawn, still in its misty crown, the muse, she went down to the lake, and in the waves she drowned.
Nice. This was more comprehensible. Nice. Found it. Let's see what it says. The Poet and the Muse, lyrics 2. Another verse.
The Poet and the Muse, lyrics by Old Gods of Asgard. The second verse. The poet came down to the lake to call out to his dear. When there was no answer, he was overcome with fear. He searched in vain for his treasure lost, and too soon the night would fall. Only his own echo would wail back at his call. And when he swore to bring back his love by stories he'd create, nightmares shifted in their sleep in the darkness of the lake.
Nice. Alright, I like this one. Well, we found another one. Let's see. Another lyric. Alright.
The Poet and the Muse, lyrics by Old Gods of Asgard. The third verse. In the dead of night she came to him with darkness in her eyes, wearing a mourning gown, sweet words as her disguise. He took her in without a word, for he saw his grave mistake, and vowed them both to silence deep beneath the lake. Now, if it's real or just a dream, one mystery remains, for it is said on moonless nights they may still haunt this place.
Yeah, well, they do haunt this place. And here is the last one. Let's pick it up. Zane's poem.
I'd first heard the poem in a dream, recited by a strange UFO-like light. I'd read it again in the cabin in a book by Thomas Zane. For he did not know that beyond the lake he called home lies a deeper, darker ocean green, where waves are both wilder and more serene. To its ports I've been, to its ports I've been.
Is this talking about the different kinds of dimensions that beyond the lake is like another dimension where those dark presences keep coming out of? Maybe. It's hard to say. But yeah, that's it then. I found all the pages. This is the one I missed.
Down, boy.
How did I miss this? Oh well. Alright. Zane's
Thomas
shoebox.
Zane knew he had to remove all that had made this horror possible, including himself. That was the only way to banish the dark presence he had unleashed and now looked at him through the eyes of his dead love. But he also knew that despite his best efforts, it might someday return. So even as he wrote himself and his work out of existence, he added a loophole as insurance, an exception to the rule. Anything of his stored in a shoebox would remain.
This is the last one I missed. Sarah and Barry in the well-lit room. Yeah, well, what are they doing there now?
Barry wasn't going to shoot Sarah. They both knew that. Once she had no chance of catching up to Wake, Barry gave up the gun and sat down on the floor, shielding his face from the merciless glare of the well-lit room. "I don't think I'm ever going to see him again," he said in a weak voice. Sarah didn't have it in her to be mad at him. Besides, he was probably right.
Well, for all I know right now, he was.